This is the first file which you have received, sales, that is a sales related file, which is sales data underscore header.xlsx. So here in this file, we have these multiple tabs. Okay. And now, first of all, we are going to import the data of this tab, and then we will see the data massaging concepts in that. Okay. So simply, I will click on this Excel workbook. I will select that sales data header underscore header file. Click on the open, and I will select all those tabs. So now I will just go with this all these tabs. I will check the boxes and I will import the data. Simply click on the load, or you can click on the transform. Okay. Ultimately, we have to go into this transform window. So directly you can open it from here. Okay. So it will load your data and it will open the Power Query Editor window, where in the left hand side you will be able to see all those tabs data in the queries section. Okay. So let it open. So using this data, what we are going to see that if you just get the unstructured data, so how you will convert that data to the structured manner. Okay. So we are going to discuss the one by one. Okay. Now, here in the Excel, if I show this to you first of all, so the first data is this one, data tab. Okay. So now if I show the data tab to you into this Power Query Editor window, this one. So now your data is coming in this manner. Okay. Where you can see in the Excel what kind of a data do we have? On the top, we have the header, then we have the report period over here, and actual data, your data getting started from this row number 3. So when I have uploaded this data, so it uploaded into this manner. Your header is coming here on this top, then period is coming over here, and your actual header is coming into this row number 2. So if you want this structured data, so it means these row number 2 headers should be your actual headers here. It means this column number 2 should be replaced with this receipt number. Column number 3 should replace with this order type name. Column 4 should replace with item name, and so on and so forth. So to make this data into the structured manner before creating any kind of a visualization, what we have to do is, firstly, this row number 1 is not required to me. So I want to delete this row. So if you want to delete this row, you can just go for this remove rows feature and click on this remove top rows. As soon you click on this remove top rows, it will ask you that how many number of rows you want to delete it from the top. So only from the top, I just need to delete a one row. So in this input box, I will mention as a 1. And as soon I click on the OK, the row number 1 is deleted, and here the step has been added. Now my actual header is showing in the row number 1 now. So these actual headers which are coming into the row number 1, I want to shift it to the first row, right? To the headers actually. It means your first row needs to be shifted to your actual headers. This ABC garment sales data should be replaced with the sale date. Column 2 should replace with the receipt number. Column 3 with the order type name. Column 4 with the item name. Column 5 with the category name, right? So I want to shift this row number 1 to the actual headers. So we will use this feature, which is a use first row as a header. Simply click on that. As soon I clicked on that, my header has been shifted to the actual headers, right? So that is basically the promoted headers. If you see, the promoted headers has been shown into the applied steps. Okay, and it also added one more steps default. When you go for this promoted headers, it add the change type also. So in the change type, what happens on the basis of your input value, it define or it detect the data type as well. Like in this column, I have a date, so all automatically the date data type has been captured. In this data, I have the text values. So ABC, which is a text data type, is coming, right? So automatically it will detect the data type for all these columns. So now your data is completely into the structured way and ready to create the visualization. So it might be that when you are getting the data or when you are loading the data, right? So that data might be into the unstructured way. So before creating the visualization, you need to convert that data into the structured manner. Okay. So this is the way. This is one of the example which I have shown this to you. Second example, for example, you have this product category. Okay, I'm getting this kind of a data where I have this product category. And now in this product category, you can see here it shows as a blank, right? It shows as a blank. So now, for example, suppose I'm just adding one more column so you can understand more precisely. So here, suppose I have a some sales figure on this. Okay, I'm getting this kind of a data. Okay, I have this data. Let me go here and refresh that. Hmm. So now you can see you have a sales also. Okay. Now, for example, if I ask you using this data, if I ask you, please tell me in which category what sales has been done. Okay, you are receiving this kind of a data in the Excel, and using this data, I want to know that what sales has been done in which category. So now if you see here, it shows as a blank. So it means these three items related to your casual wear, correct? These two items are related to semi-formal. These items are related to your formal, and this last one related to your accessories. It means where the blank is coming over here, it belongs to the above category, right? So when this kind of a raw data you are receiving and you have uploaded into the Power BI desktop, then you are getting this kind of a data set. So now to make this data into the structured manner, you have to perform the data massaging. So my first step will be that the row number one needs to be shifted to your actual headers. So if you want to shift to your actual headers, then what you will do?
First row as a
Use first row as a header, right? So click on that, and now it is shifted. Now Still using this data, okay, one part of the data cleaning I perform, but it's still using this data, I cannot prepare the category wise sales because where the blank was coming in the Excel here, it is showing as a null. So it means these null needs to be filled with the above category. It means the row number 2, 3, and 4 should be filled with the casual wear. 6 and 7 should be filled with a semi-formal. 9, 10, and 11 should fill with a formal, and 13 fill with the accessories. So what you have to do is you can select this category name column, do the right click, and you can go with this fill, and you can see this option as a down. So as soon you click on this down, so now you can see it is filled properly. Look, the row number 2, 3, and 4 has been filled with a casual wear. 6 and 7 filled with a semi-formal. 9, 10, and 11 filled with a formal. And 13 is filled with the accessories. Now your data is completely into this structured way, and now you can create the visualization where you want to show the category wise sales, right? And now we can load this data. Is it clear, everyone? Just perform the data cleaning for those two data sets which we have used, the data and product category. Perform the same steps and see you are able to perform the data cleaning. Tab and the product category tab, and do let me know once this is done, or if you have any queries, please. The name column, do the right click, go into fill, and simply click on this down.
Okay, thank you.
This one. Let's move to the next one. Okay. So the next data, if I show this to you, so which is basically you have a this kind of a data. Okay. So in this data, if you want to split the title from the customer name and then the name of the customer. Okay. Also, in this customer ID, which is written, I want to separate the country name also and the mobile number also, or the customer ID, whatever it is. Okay. How you will do this? So firstly, I will go into this customer info. First step will be your actual header needs to be shifted on the headers. So I will click on this use first row as a header. Okay. Now it is shifted. And now from here, I want to segregate the title, right? Mr. or Mrs. should come into separate column and the name should come into this separate column. So here I will go with this split column and click on this delimiter. Okay. As soon you click on this delimiter, it has detected that the dot is the common delimiter. Otherwise, you can select it from here also. Okay. Now, each occurrence of the delimiter means where the dot is coming, it will split the data from there on. Now click on OK. As soon you click on OK, look, your title is coming here, right? And it is coming here. But now if you see that after this title, the dot should come. So don't split your data with a dot, okay? Then split your data with a space, like Mr. Dot, then the space is coming, right? So what you can do is the same, you can go into this split by delimiter, and instead of the dot, just use the delimiter as space. So we will click on this custom and use this space. And now click on the OK. So now you can see. So it says where the space will come, it will split. So which is not accurate, right? So in this case, what I'm looking for, title should come first and all the names should come in the second. Okay. So the best way is to this. The same, we will go for the space. Okay. We will go for the space. But we will not use this each occurrence. We will use the leftmost delimiter. Okay, so from the left hand side where the first space is coming, it will split the data from there. So now you can see you have a two columns now. First is the title and second is your customer name. Okay, if you want to rename this, you can rename this by double click and you can rename this. Okay. So first requirement is fulfilled. Now the second requirement is that from this customer ID, I want to split this country in separate column, number in separate column. So go into this split column and we can go for this non-digit to digit. Non-digit to digit means if my data is starting from the alphabets or any non-numeric values, and it will go to the right side, and where the first numeric will come, it will split your data from there. So if you buy this by non-digit to digit, so now you can see it will split the data. So one column will be countries related, second customer ID or the mobile number, you can see, right? So in this way, you can segregate this column, right? So this is the concept where we have used this split column feature to split the data set. So just perform this everyone related to the customer info. One, we have this budget tab. Okay. Now you are getting this pivot summarized data like into this format. And now if I ask you, please tell me that month-wise sales. So the month-wise sales you will not be able to tell me because this month is considering as a column, not as a values. It means you, if your data is into this way, that here, for example, location is coming, months are coming, amounts are coming, then you have a three column data set which you can use to fulfill your requirement. Correct. So first of all, this pivot data you have to create in those three columns which I ask you: location, month, and sales. Right? And you are getting this unsystematic data. How you will convert this data into this systematic manner? So here, go into that budget data set, and here the first step is that this first row should be treated as a header. So click on this use first row as a header. Okay. Once this is done, then go into this location column, do the right click, and here you will get this option as a unpivot other columns. Okay. So simply click on this unpivot other columns. As you clicked on that, you can see you have month and amount. Okay, just change the data. So for this attribute column, which is the month, click on this ABC to date. That's it. Okay, and if you want to rename, click on this and I say this is month. I double sales. So now you can see this data has been converted into the and now using this data set I can create the visualization. Is it clear? So now you can see this data has been converted into the proper manner, and now using this data set I can create the visualization. Is it clear? Just perform this because this is the real scenario where you are getting the summarized data. So just perform this, unpivot other columns. So automatically that data is going to be added into the rows itself, na?
I mean, for example, say Bangalore may, for each and every location, I want to add one more month, or else, Jan 2019, or else
Hmm.
for only one location to add for one more month. So then how I can add it?
Okay. So here you want to add like one row, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have entered this data manually by using this enter data, then you can add it. Okay. How you will add it at that moment? You can click on this source, you will get the create table option, then you can do this. But this data I have not entered manually. We have imported this data by the Excel connector, correct?
Yes.
So in that moment, you have to go into the Excel and then you have to add the header here.
Okay. Okay. Normally
Okay.
there we can't do it, right?
Normally you can't. Only you can do this if you have used this enter data. At that moment you can do this.
Understood. Understood. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Well, you guys have received a one more file with the name as a data.xlsx. Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna import this data. So I'm gonna copy this, or directly you can also import it. Okay. So I clicked on this enter data and I will paste that data. So that is team one data. Okay. Now similarly, I clicked on this enter data and now I will paste this training data set there and okay. Right. Now I have these two data sets, and now what I'm looking for, that using two data sets, I need that who has attended the training and who has not attended the training. For example, if I have given you these two data sets, so here if I ask you which person has taken the training, please give So what concept you will use in the Excel?
VLOOKUP.
Absolutely, VLOOKUP, right? So for the VLOOKUP, your basic fundamental is that the lookup which you want to implement between the tables, there should be at least a one common, right? So what is a common field here? The employee ID and agent ID, right? So the same thing when you perform the VLOOKUP concept in the Excel, the same concept if you want to apply in the Power BI, then those are known as a merge queries. Okay, so I clicked on this drop down and here the two options, merge queries and merge queries as a new. Only the difference is when you go for the merge queries, so it will implement the queries or the columns it will add. But if you want to generate the output into the new table, then you go for this merge queries as a new. So I clicked on this merge queries as a new, and it will give you the merge queries wizard where you have to select the table. So I selected the table, then you have to select the common field. So here employee ID and here agent ID. And you have all kind of a joins here. Okay. So first is a left outer join. So left outer join, what it will does, it will give you all the record from the first table. First table is the team one table in this case. So it will give all the records from the first table, matching records from the right table, and where the records are not matching, it will give the null. Like in the Excel, you get the hash and here you will get the null. So if I just click on this OK, so you can see the new query has been added. Okay, I can rename this for you, which is the left outer join. Okay, so if you see in the right hand side, the training table data has been captured successfully, right? So now if you click on this and if I click on OK, so you can see, look, your data is fetching from the training table. But below that, you can see the null values, right? So for these ID 10002, 0007, and all these against it is showing as a null. It means these IDs are not existing into your training table. Okay. If I show this the training table to you, do we have the 10003 in this agent ID column? No, right? This one. So that's why it is showing the null. One interesting point I'm just gonna tell you. For example, if you see, you have this person 10004 and 10005. These two persons has taken the training multiple times. One time this 1004 taken the training of SQL from this trainer, and another time this same person has taken the training of SQL from another trainer. Same, the 1005 has taken the training for SAS and 10005 taken the training for SQL. So when you will apply the VLOOKUP concept in the Excel, so it will always pick the first value or not. Like for the 1005, it will pick the SAS or it will pick the SQL.
SQL.
SAS, the first value, na? So VLOOKUP will check from the top and which value is coming first for the 10005?
So,
SAS.
SAS. So it will give you the SAS. But I am looking for that kind of a output. If this person or any of the person has taken the training or record is coming the multiple times, then all the records should come, right? So in this Power BI, if you'll see for the 10004, it is showing you these two records or not, correct? 10005, you can see showing the two records or not. If I scroll it right, so you can see the 10005 SAS and SQL both, right? And for the 10005 SQL for the different trainer as well. So it will show all the records. Okay, it will show all the records.
So this can't be done in Excel, right?
No, no. So that's why it is more useful in this case.